The Lapras EX event just dropped last night, giving us a glimpse of yet another event type, solo battle events. Here, players are tasked with beating an increasingly difficult Lapras deck until you're thrown down with Lapras and Starmie EX themselves. Each difficulty level has a chance of dropping a promo pack, with the expert difficulty guaranteeing a pack per victory, the chase being the Lapras EX. While we get several variants of existing cards like Pikachu, Butterfree, and Clefairy, the standout card to me, and the one with the most competitive potential, is the promo pack Mankey. This Mankey is actually different from their genetic Apex variant by dealing 30 damage and 10 to itself for 1 energy, as opposed to a generic deal 20 for 1 fighting. When comboed with Giovanni, we are looking at a 40 damage attack that can KO every basic electric type that could evolve. This is fine and dandy, but where things get really interesting is when we look back to genetic Apex and look at Primeape. Primeape is a stage 2 with the really unique attack Fight Back, a 2 energy deal 40 that becomes deal 100 when Primeape is not at full HP. While fearsome in theory, in practice we are looking at a Pokemon that essentially has the "hey, hit me" sign, which any skillful trainer would easily avoid as they set up their board, and Primeape would be relegated to a card that would seldom if ever see use. With this new Mankey, you now have a way to self-inflict the damage needed to start Fight Back, offsetting one of its biggest weaknesses. The combination of Mankey's Reckless Charge combined with Fight Back creates a 2-turn 130 damage swing that can fell even the strongest cards. Combine this with Giovanni and you can now KO the EX birds. This essentially creates one of the strongest and cheapest aggro decks in this game has to offer when paired with Sandslash. Of course, the grass is always greener, so what are some issues with this card has? Off the bat, Primeape has 90 HP, which leaves a lot to be desired, as it is unable to survive a full-powered Pikachu EX, and due to the nature of self-infliction for 1 turn, you are leaving a very vulnerable 40 HP Mankey out in the open, meaning if you don't pull this off early, you may never get a chance to. With all that said, fighting has been desperate for some form of consistency in its damage when paired next to Sandslash, and Primeape offers a great alternative to the slower Machamp EX and the coin-flipping Marowak EX. Primeape being a non-EX card themselves means even when KO'd, it's only worth 1 prize. Here's the deck I managed to scrounge up together last night. It's using Primeape Sandslash, as they are probably the best non-EX attackers now in fighting, and Hitmonlee is a great catch-all. A lot of people are going to want to switch out, especially when you're dealing 70 damage slashes and 100 damage fight backs, and that 30 damage can be the reach you need to close out a game. Giovanni feels so essential. I can't stress that 10 damage really does matter in a deck where every single damage matters. Sabrina is just another card that's kind of amazing at catching basics off guard, and sometimes you can't get over an EX because it's a little bit in the middle of the game, getting towards the late end game. So Sabrina, being a Pokemon that's already damaged, can be all you need for a win. Then you're just running the potion and I would say the Pokeball Professor line, and I chose 2x speed as you don't necessarily want to give up your advantage and the aggroness of the deck by discarding energy to retreat, and Sandslash does have a 2 retreat cost, so I think 2x speeds are important, and due to these Pokemon's like relatively low HP count, I felt like only 1 potion would do the trick. It could be a red card, it can be honestly whatever you want, but without further ado, let's have the cards talk. Alright, let's get to it. I accidentally clicked start streaming on OBS, which was a jump scare and a half. Okay. Well, look, guys, this is like a pretty aggro deck. Your start is usually going to be Sandshrew or Mankey, as mentioned earlier. I think that if you're able to like just get off an immediate like hit on, especially on electric types, you're able to, like, I think the power of Sandshrew Sandslash is that you're able to 2-round a Pikachu on curve, because a scratch would do 30 and a slash would do 90, which is just enough to kiss that Pokemon goodbye. And I think that my opponent is about to feel the same, except there's no Pikachu in sight, just a Helioptile. Which, if I remember correctly, its evolution does 40 plus 40 on a coin flip, which we love to see, and it's a colorless energy, so you can play it with a lot of different things. And this is a way to start. If they do not play another card, it is already over. And I mean, that's what aggro decks kind of prey on, right? Is because of their relatively like low cost to attack and entry, if your opponent bricks, it's just game, right? Game by turn 2, game by second attack. We take this. I will take this every time. Ugh. Let us get into our next game. You know what? Thanks for such a fast game. You get it, thanks. You get it, thanks, and you get it, thanks. Where I'm giving, this is a free thanks factory. Okay, we're playing against, let's find out. Let me find out who I'm playing against. Okay, I don't know who I'm playing against. But they're playing a fire deck, and we have the Mankey, and we have a pretty good chance of finding a basic. Ooh, okay, so here's a tip. If you want to find a basic and you have Pokeball and Professor Research in hand, you actually want to play Professor Research, as it gives you a higher chance of finding that basic that you're looking for. Except we don't find any basics that we're looking for, so we're just gonna have to Pokeball. And we get our Mankey. This is gonna be what we want. Obviously, I think that this deck loves going second, as on curve you're able to just like kind of inflict like massive amounts of damage. And they see my hand. They're getting red carded, aren't I? Oh, the classic combo. Classic combo. How about you give me back my Primate, please? No? Sandslot? Primate? Oh, there it is. There he is. Except I'm not allowed to switch as easily. So this is just going to be a nice scratch and a pass. I think it's funny. We're playing against two people who break. This is not a good showcase if they don't play another card. Okay, they have Lapras EX. I lied. We did not play against two people who bricked. In fact, we're playing against someone who very much did not brick. But they are going to waste a energy, and they are going to Sabrina me. Well, you know, I get to show off this card, right? So I'm kind of happy that they Sabrina me. In fact, I'm elated that they Sabrina me. I'm smiling. Alright, they're gonna Inferno Dance, which you always want tails. Tails, please. I'm begging you. Please. You're not Misty. You're gonna get tails. Heads? Tails. Okay, one heads. I can't. We will never complain about this, but we are allowed to like kind of show kind of a cool tip. Like generally I think that you should in this situation switch back in X speed, but how many times are we gonna get this? How many times? This is the strength of this deck. We get now this Moltres, if they don't have potion, is in fight back range. And I mean, this Moltres needs to fight back or they're gonna lose this relatively quickly. Of course, this is a telltale sign that they don't have Charizard in hand. How do you know it's a telltale sign that they don't have Charizard in hand? Is because they're starting to put energy on the Moltres, whereas if you had Charizard in hand, you would want to accelerate that as quickly as possible. And really rough luck by my opponent here. Tyler, we get to get the clip. Let's Pokeball out. Himoli is cool to like pick up any stragglers with Sandslash, especially because it leaves Pikachu at 30 HP. Again, this deck is you want it to fight against Pikachus, And watch this, Giovanni. Giovanni's important for so many attack ranges, and we're about to find out another one. 110, enough to take out a Moltres in 2 rounds. Fighting didn't have this consistency before, and now we have it, right? I think Marowak's amazing. You have a 75% chance of dealing 80, but that's not guaranteed, right? And I think that's, this is like definitely, this is one, it's all basics. So you're only giving up 1 prize. And 2, you don't have to flip coins. You don't have to flip coins. And you don't have to play for stage 3s like Machamp. Which I do think that Mankey Machamp might also be a deck that is worth looking at. And I think that as people, you know, have a chance to play it, like literally, as soon as the event came out, I was like, I need my Mankeys because I've been dying to play this deck. And look at this, we get the Mankey start again. It feels so good. Oh my gosh, I'm ready. Please give me a Moltres snipe again. Oh, Vulpix, this is different, and we are going to go second, which is exactly what we want on curve, as we're able to kind of primate through them. This is a Blaine deck. Important notes is that Vulpix Ninetales is a 90 damage for 2 energy, discard an energy, discard a fire, but with Blaine you get plus 30 attack, which is also enough to KO Pikachu. So I think that like Vulpix is like another Pokemon that's like kind of designed to deal with like this like kind of omnipresent meta threat. And I'm going to Professor's Research here. We just have like everything. I'm going to get my Pokeball just to thin my deck. Get another one. Another Mankey for the road. And we're going to recklessly charge. I will say the concern when it comes to like these 90 HP beat Pikachu Pokemon is that Pikachu deals 90 damage, and it sucks, but it is the risk that you take, right? It's the risk that this Vulpix player is taking right now. Already showing off the Vulpix off the rip. It kind of makes me want to actually not go with our usual game plan, because we don't want to, you know, lose, right? We don't want to end up taking them having a free KO, which they're about to have a free KO, but I'll show them this. And how much damage is that? 20? That's perfect. It's not gonna do enough, nearly enough for us to lose here. So let's just get our reckless charge. Also 30 for 1 energy is like, oh, it's really impressive. Like, I don't think I stressed that enough, right? It's dealing 50. This Mankey's dealing 50 on super effective, and like it KOs every basic evolution, right? Like Pikachu and Voltorb and Magneton, if you have something like Giovanni. Okay, they're gonna show us the guy, the Rapid Ash. And I like how like Fight Back is just like kind of like a, yeah, hit me, you won't. Because the moment that they hit you, you hit back. You fight back. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna take this KO. They're gonna take this KO, but we're gonna deal a lot of damage back. And if they ever retreat, right, we have this like way to get back at them. And I think that's like kind of important. Let's do this. And I think this will be the wrapper. Let me think if I want to. So Giovanni will essentially secure that even if they have potion, it will not be enough to live a Hitmonlee stretch kick. So this was, I think, a necessary Giovanni. Yep, they're going to Flamethrower. Unfortunately, like it looked like we would have gotten like the combo off. It's looking very clean, but sometimes they have stuff for it, right? And like I said, Primates on the lower end when it comes to HP. Maybe okay, we are able to live. I think what we're going to end up doing, because we're going to want to keep our damage, is actually, let me think about this. They conceded, yeah. I guess they didn't have much for it. I was basically deciding there if I wanted to Sabrina them just so I can kick their back, or set up the Primate for 2 fight backs. I think that both were fine. And yeah, this deck is just like super cool. I can't stress that this has a lot of room to grow, and like this was literally an hour one like idea off the dome. As soon as I pulled the card, I knew it spoke to me, and I think that I'm excited to see what other people do come up with. Like I said, I think Machamp Mankey might be cool, because now it's kind of similar to Venusaur Executor. Whereas I guess with Venusaur Executors, the Executor has a 160 HP. Again, I'm looking forward to seeing what we end up doing with this guy. I like it. This card is cool, and I think that it gives me hope just for basics. I think a lot of problems right now is the EXs are so strong, and a lot of the basic decks can't really fight back yet. And this is a basic deck that can fight back. Yeah. Other than that, I've yapped enough.